Hello, I'm Elif and this is a recap for episode 40 of the series Golden Boy, 24 hours after Turkey and before dubbed for TV. When Ferit faces the family's astonishment, Orhan's protest, and Yali Khan's anger, he says, "Didn't you say whatever I say will be accepted if I return?" Nokhat says, "Ferit is right." Ferit steps forward and tells his grandfather, "Either you accept it, or Nokhat and Kaya will leave too. It's your decision." Yali Khan leaves the table in frustration. The only person who welcomes Kozim's family and invites them to sit at the table is Nokhat. Nokhat goes to her father's room, and Yali Khan says, "The boy is doing all these things for revenge." Nokhat replies, "Exactly. If we don't show any reaction, his plan won't work." Yali Khan later goes to the living room and says to everyone, "Ferit is our dear. We should treat him as worthy of the Korhan family. However, Ferit considers his family is our pride." He says to Ferit, "Now that you want your spouse's family to live here, welcome." He then asks Ferit and Kaya to go there together to see a shop to establish a branch in Marmaris. Ferit doesn't want to go with Kaya, and Yali Khan says, "I said there might be an opportunity for you to prove yourself gradually to take over the business." Kaya is going alone. Ferit is afraid and says, "No, Kaya can't go alone. I'll go with him." The young people are arranged to go to Marmaris together. In the yard, Sona goes to Abedin and says, "Don't you want to finish it? You don't even look at me in the face." Abedin says, "It was all a fantasy. All of that is over. I offer my condolences." Sultan pours the medicine that Efegat prepared for Seyran's infertility into her drink and gives it to her as she drinks. Yali Khan calls Khadija into his room and says, "You know, a corner of my heart will always belong to you. I endure Kozim because of you." Khadija says, "If I accept this humiliation, it's not because of you. I want to hug my grandchildren. I've suffered the loss of having children my whole life. Don't interfere with me anymore," and leaves the room in tears. Kozim, who has planned a room with a sea view, protests when he sees that his room's window is against the wall. He directly goes to Yali Khan's room and objects. Nokhat immediately intervenes and says, "You can have my room." Yali Khan doesn't allow it, but Nokhat insists, saying, "Believe me, it's not a problem for me." Kozim reluctantly agrees. Seyran, Ferit, and Kaya go to see a store that the luxurious Marmaris hotel has considered for Korhan's jewelry. Kaya likes the store, but Ferit says it's not suitable for their brand and it's too modern. Seyran, however, likes it, and Ferit, frustrated, says, "So, you agree with Kaya?" They argue back and forth, and Ferit leaves Seyran alone. Seyran becomes very upset, and when Kaya suggests having something together, she agrees. Sultan finds a shirt that Dejlah took from Orhan for washing next to Dejlah's bed and warns her to be careful with her behavior. He sends Dejlah out. Orhan, who saw them, follows Dejlah. Sultan sees Orhan leaving and warns him sternly. Sultan asks Efegat for an hour off, and when she doesn't pay attention, he grants Nokhat permission instead. On the other side, Orhan reaches Dejlah and asks her to get in the car. With some hesitation, Dejlah agrees. Sultan follows them, and when he sees their intimacy, he becomes terrified. At the hotel, Seyran and Sona are surprised to see Kaya not drinking alcohol. Kaya says he used to drink a lot but realized it's not good. Asman, Ferit, and Abedin join them later, and Ferit, frustrated, tells Sona, "Don't overdo it. You might do something you'll regret later." Seyran, upset, tells everyone about the kiss between Sona and Ferit and ignores Sona's pleas. Ferit angrily takes the drink away from Seyran, saying, "That's enough." Asman asks Seyran if she wants to go to the restroom, but Seyran replies, "No, I don't want to leave my husband alone. My sister is drunk." Sona leaves angrily. When Seyran returns, Kaya asks her about university, leading to an argument between Ferit and Seyran. Ferit, fed up, asks Seyran to get up, saying, "You've ruined our dignity." Seyran shouts back, "I ruined it. I just wanted to have a good time. You ruined it." Asman takes Seyran away, and Seyran goes to Sona's room, apologizing tearfully. During dinner, as soon as Farid sees Seyran's dress undone, he comments, "What are you wearing?" Seyran covers herself to avoid further arguments. After dinner, Sona and Seyran continue drinking, and Seyran gets up to dance. Farid asks Abedin to make her sit down, but things escalate. Seyran ends up dancing on the table, with Sona and Kaya joining her. Farid angrily grabs Seyran and takes her away. In the mansion, Kozim orders food from Antep, and as soon as they sit down, he brings up the topic of giving a share to Farid. He says Farid has nothing at this age except a credit card. Khali's Khan listens to him for a while, but he eventually reaches his limit and says, "Who are you to question my wealth? Take your voice away. Know your limits. Otherwise, I know what to do." Kozim says, "Whenever you acknowledge Farid's right, then I'll leave." Khali's Khan retorts, "Go pray for your aunt and grandson. Otherwise." Nokhat intervenes and stops her father. In their room, Farid confronts Seyran, saying, "What are you doing? Do you want to become like other girls? Is this you?" Seyran replies, "What's wrong? I'm with my husband. What if I want to enjoy myself a little? I'm still the same Seyran. Does wearing this change me?" Farid shouts, "I don't want it. I don't want my wife to wear this and dance on the table in front of everyone." Seyran says, "We never had a moment of peace. Is this normal?" Farid replies, "Maybe this is what marriage is like." Seyran insists, "No. You're like this. A selfish person who only sees himself." Farid says, "That's how I am." Seyran leaves the room in tears. On the other side, Abedin taunts Sona about her drinking habits, and Sona responds, "Do you even have a say in this matter?" Abedin replies, "This is not the time." Sona insists, "It is time. Were you forced into marriage?" "I was forced." "What's the difference between you and that Safet?" "He couldn't understand me, but you could." Aceman grabs Sona and pulls her away while yelling at her. Seyran sits on the beach crying, and Farid sits beside her, saying, "I'm sorry. I've never loved anyone like I love you. It's not in my nature." Seyran asks, "You still don't trust me?" Farid replies, "One part of my brain believes in you. But I don't know. This is how I am. I don't know if I'll change or not." Seyran says, "You will change. You have to. It can't be like this. I want to be happy with you." Farid hugs her, kisses her, and says, "Shall we go into the water?" He forcibly takes her into the sea and says, "I love you so much." In the morning, when the others come for breakfast, they see Farid and Seyran still sleeping there. They spend a few hours together, then gather for breakfast. Shortly after, Seyran receives an acceptance message from the university, and she is shocked. Farid asks, "Did you apply?" Seyran looks at Kaya and says, "Was it your doing?" and hugs her. Farid scolds Kaya, "I told you not to interfere." Seyran says, "Enough, Farid. Instead of thanking Kaya, this is your behavior." Farid kicks the chair and approaches Seyran. Kaya grabs Seyran's hand and stands in front of her, preventing Farid from getting close to her. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned for the next episode.